Hi there. For this video I thought I'd take a quick look at the various options available to you if you wish to do chobbing. Now the chob, as I have been proposing recently and been demonstrating to you in various videos, essentially consists of two trades. First trade consists of 75% of your stake with a 25% offset. And the second consists of 25% of your overall stake with a 50% offset. So in essence, the first one, the £75, if you're using a £100 stake like I am, it will give you a £25 greened up across the field, which effectively recovers the loss of the other trade should it not be successful. So if your cover bet or your cover trade is matched, what happens is you'll end up with a free bet on your preferred runner with scratched across the field. And then once the second trade is completed, you'll find that both of these trades contribute £25, as you can see from these figures here. Both of them contribute £25, giving you a 50% profit on your overall stake, and hence the acronym CHOB, cover for half or bust. But what if you're doing chobbing and you find that your cover bet is getting matched all the time? In other words, your selection process is good enough that you can actually think about changing your cover bet to make it a little bit lower. So for example, if I come in here and edit the offset, let's just put it at 30 for example, you'll see this is now going to give us 25, 32 and a half, so £32.50, give or take, in terms of cover. So that's going to be spread across the board. Your £25 bet is still intact, and it will produce £25 across the board. So you're now going to have 25 plus 32.5. But you can increase that further. You're still relying on this halving in price. But if you were to edit the size of that bet now and change it to 70, this now produces £30 across the field, and you've got an extra £5 to play with on your other trade. So we can put that up to 30, and you'll find now both of these contribute £30. So what we've done here is increased our overall profit at the expense or the potential risk of having less of our cover bets matched. So that's a route that you might want to take if you find from the original settings that your cover bets are always getting matched. Alternatively, if you find your cover bets aren't getting matched as much as you would like, you could reduce things. So if I switch that back to £25, we can take this one, and instead of having an offset of what was 25 and then it's now 30, if we change that to 20, you'll find that you need to increase that stake to give you a £20 greened up across the board. But of course, we've now got £5 less to play with on our other trade. And so you can come in here, reduce that to £20. We're still looking for a 50% drop on this particular case. And what you'll now find is this gives you £40 profit. In other words, 40% profit of your overall stake should both trades be matched. So what you're doing in this case is you're increasing the possibility of your cover bet being matched by reducing its offset, but you're doing so at the expense of the potential profit. Now, keeping in mind, when I'm doing CHOBbing, I've advised not to use the second trade. Instead, just set that up as a back bet, a straightforward back bet, and use something like that. So in this case, if I was to edit that so that it was £20, so our overall stake is still 100, but what we're now doing is we are changing this green up so that it's now looking for 40. So the green up's looking for 40. So these two are effectively doing what this trade does. But keep in mind what I've always said about an automated green up. It sits in the market, or Fairbot monitors the market, I should say, until such times as a trigger point is hit. It then submits the bet. So generally speaking, what often happens is you end up with a better profit than you normally would get if you were just sitting in the market waiting to be collected. So even though this looks like you're going to get less than your 50%, you'll often find that that 40 in terms of return is 45, 50, possibly even as high as 60 on a regular basis by using the green up option rather than having a trade as your second option. So the two options there is to increase your offset for your cover bet, which then increases your profit, assuming everything gets matched, or provide a more reliable cover bet by reducing the offset. And there's one other thing that you could potentially do as well. There's nothing to stop you splitting these individual trades up into something smaller. For example, if I simply copy this and paste it in, let me just move it up so it's closer to its original. Now if I set this and take my £80 and set it to 40 and change my offset to, let's say, 15. I can then do the same with the next one and change the stake to 40, but change the offset to 25. So we've now got a total stake of still £100, but you'll see this one will green up with a £6.66 profit, and this will green up with a £14.19 profit. So you're still getting that stake covered as long as these two trades are matched. If only this one is matched, what you're going to do is you're going to reduce your overall liability from 100 in this case. You're going to reduce it by 40 plus the greened up profit of £6. So nearly £50 you're going to reduce your liability by. And obviously you can muck around with these numbers. For example, if I change that to, let's say, £50 and change that to 30, okay, that swings things around a bit. So you've now got £8 recovered there and £10 from here. So it will hover around your full green up, depending on the numbers that you put in. So you're going to reduce your stake by, or sorry, your liability, I beg your pardon. You're going to reduce it by the £50 that you have on this trade plus £8.33. So you'll end up with nearly a £40 liability, assuming this one here is matched, but this one isn't. And you can probably guess from that that you can split that original up ad infinitum and put in loads of different trades. I wouldn't necessarily advise doing it, but I can certainly see a situation where you might want to have 5 of these mini cover bets going in to try and slowly minimize your liability, whilst at the same time maintaining your overall profitability, assuming the second one here is matched. So anyway, that's the sort of things that you can play around with the CHOBbing. I'm not convinced myself that a lot of these things I've just shown you is worth the effort. I think it's more important that you get your selection process honed in, because if that's not optimized, nothing that I've shown you here will help you. But anyway, you may want to have a wee play around with some of those numbers. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. I'll speak to you later. Cheers.